Hey, what's up, Brandon? Kevin Dana, Santa Cruz Warriors. Just what are your focuses on in summer league this time around with a year of NBA experience under your belt? What are you hoping to kind of either hone in on, perfect?
Yeah, I think the leadership piece, of course, we have a handful of rookies that haven't been through a pro season yet, so just kind of guiding those guys through. But then just kind of taking my game to the next level. I think last year I tried to play a role in summer league of showing Steve in the front office that I could fit into our system as the Warriors. But I think this year it's just more of how I can maximize my touches, be as efficient as I can, and make the guys around me better. Because at the end of the day, I'm a point guard on the floor. So obviously not having Chris anymore, you need someone to kind of step up and fill in that role, and I think I can do that.
Hey, Brandon. This is your first off season in the league. I know you've probably been told like 100 times like it's a business and everything, but what has it been like to see, something like free agency unfold so far?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. You've never been a part of it, so seeing people sign different places every different day is definitely different. But I think for me, my perspective and how I would handle things is whoever's with us September 30th on media day is what we have to work with, and that's all you can really go by. So when we're media day in October and we're in training camp, that's what we got to work with, so that's what I'm going to focus on.
Brandon, you just called yourself a point guard and talked about kind of taking that Chris Paul role. Obviously, we saw you handle the ball last year, but has that been kind of the conversation with the coaching staff as far as having the ball in your hand more for Summer League?
Yeah, I think ball in my hand for Summer League for sure. But then in terms of the regular season, just not having to always rely on Steph to make everything happen. He is, 36 years old, gonna be now. So just being able to be another contributor with the ball in my hands and make the right plays for others is something that I bring to the table for sure.
What is taking your game to the next level? Is there a specific part that you really that you have been focusing on this offseason?
Scoring the ball more. I think you guys know my rebounding, my playing hard, passing the ball is something that just comes naturally to me. So focusing on scoring the ball, shooting more. This was a big emphasis from Steve, getting as many threes up as we can. So I've been working on a bunch of different things, and then defensively just being a point of attack defender. Because if I am in the backcourt with Steph, you're not going to have him, guard the best guard every night. So just working on those two things, mainly scoring and defense, is what I've been focused on.
USA basketball select team, what are you looking forward to the most?
I'm excited to just play against the Olympic guys for sure. Playing against the 12 to 15 best players in the world. It's really exciting. It's a confidence booster for sure. If you can play well and play good against those guys, you feel like you can compete with anybody. So me and the rest of my teammates just gonna go in there, have some fun. I know the 92 Dream Team was beat by their select team, so I feel like this is a dream team in itself. So if we could do it, it'd be pretty cool.
Talked a little bit about it, but just any specific advice that you sort of thought of that, going into this summer league that you can offer some of the players as their first time, just what an opportunity is for them?
Yeah, I think just don't wear your emotions on your sleeve. I think I did that quite a bit last year, and mistakes are going to happen, especially for the rookies that haven't been through it. It's a different game. It's different, pretty much everything compared to college, and it's not the end-all, be-all for a lot of these guys. It's just an opportunity for them to show what they can do. And for them, it's just go out there and play your game and be a competitor. And I think for us as an organization, I think we value high IQ and competitive people. And I think the rest of the stuff, shooting the ball, dribbling, whatever you want to call it, will fall into place.
Have you been told at all like what the plan is for you in terms of how many summer league games you're going to play, or is that to be determined later?
I know I'll play one here against the Kings on the 10th because I'll be in USA the 5th through 8th, and then I'll play at least 2 in Vegas, and then just depending on how that goes, more if needed. If not, call it a day.
Back to Team USA Select, how did you find out, and just what was your initial reaction to hearing that news?
Yeah, Steve asked me, I think maybe mid-June, early June, if I would like to do it, and I said, of course. He just thought it'd be a good opportunity, especially with the 28 Olympics that'd be a good foot in the door for me. So when he presented the opportunity to me, I was all in for sure. So I think this is a stepping stone. I think some guys that played on the 2020 select team like Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton are now on the Olympic team in 24. So seeing that is something I kind of want to repeat so I can play on the 28 Olympic team. But yeah, I think this is a good foot in the door so, all the USA eyes can be on me.
I know your competitiveness, and you just kind of brought up, the dream team, select team. Is there certain players that you're kind of most looking forward to being able to compete against?
Yeah, Drew Holiday, obviously Steph, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, any guard that they got. I think those are the primary four I'm excited to go against. But just to see like KD, Bron, all those guys, how they go about their day.
Trace is also going to be on that select team with you. Can you speak to the chemistry that you guys have developed and how you see that maturing over time?
Yeah, I think it's been great. We've been together, really been working out together since May 1st until now, and then we'll have USA together. We'll have some summer league together. So I'm excited. Trace has learned so much, and it's been a pleasure for me as a point guard to see his growth and development so fast. I think a big part of that is Chris from last year. Helping him out and helping me out. So shout out to Chris for that. But I think Trace is he's learning, and it's a quick process for him, and he's been able to absorb everything, and he's been expanding his game through these past 8 to 10 weeks, and it's exciting to be his teammate for sure.
Speaking on learning about things, you went to the NBA Finals and you covered that. Can you speak to that experience and the hunger it may have had for you to have the Warriors be in that type of position? Yeah,
I think from a media perspective, it was cool to see how many media credentials were given out. I think they said 2,800 were at Game 4. So to see that and what a media person kind of goes through during a game day was pretty cool for me just because I want to do something like that after I'm done playing. But as a player, you feel the difference from a regular season game to a playoff game, even if you're just a fan. But yeah, just being there, seeing that be a potential closeout game for Boston, the energy in the building is definitely something I want to be a part of for sure.
Pretty simple with like a media day, what a media person does.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot.
What's your relationship like with Coach Vereen? How's he helped you?
Say it again?
What's your relationship like with Coach Vereen, and just how has he helped you?
Yeah, I think he's really the first person that I built a relationship with here. He was assistant last year in Summer League for us, and he's just if you get to know him, he's super personable. He can relate to others. He's really good at using his words. So I think he's a good person for anybody that's new to this, and I think that's probably the reason why he was selected to be the Summer League head coach, because I know he wants to be a head coach in the league someday. But yeah, like I said, he's really smart. He understands the game. He listens. He wants to learn from everybody that's above him, and he's a really good people person. So people naturally gravitate towards that, and I think he's a great person to lead a group like this.
Any particular bit of advice or coaching that he's given you that stands out as a memory?
Yeah, I think for me, in terms of the Summer League, he just told me to kind of be myself. He's said I've probably worked the hardest out of anybody he's seen the last 8 to 10 weeks. So now it's kind of time to have fun. And he told me the other week, he was like, if it all works out in the end, would you care what happened in the middle? And when you think about it, you would say, yeah, because it's about the process. But at the same time, if in June we won the finals, would I care what happened in January? Probably not. So I think for me, just thinking about it like that, I just worked so hard in the middle for these last 8 to 10 weeks, and now Summer League's here. Let's have fun and try to win some games.
I'm sure you saw the reports of Chris leaving, and you've heard the noise about Clay. What do you make of the direction of where this team is going, and where do you see yourself in it?
Yeah, I mean, seeing Chris and texted him yesterday was pretty sad, but like I told you earlier, I mean, whoever shows up October 1st is what we have to rock with, whether we're a young team, whether we're old again, whether we're not, whether we have stars around Steph or we don't. We're going to have to work with it, and we're going to have to figure it out. So for me, it's just that's what I've been working towards, that these last 8 to 10 weeks is just getting better as close as I can to be a star.
You brought up May 1st, last 8 to 10 weeks. Has that been kind of the work here, and what's your off-season work been like?
Yeah, it's been a mixture of here and back home. We've had some time off after the season, obviously, but it's been a lot here. Obviously, I was in Dallas for a little bit for the finals, but it's been here and home and just really getting to it.
Do you have a personal guy that you work with also?
Yeah, I do. Travis Diener, he played in the league for quite a bit with Orlando and Indiana. So when I'm back home, work out with him, twice a day when I'm home. So really been getting good stuff in, and for me, just been pleased with performance on the court of how I seen my game grow just these last 8 to 10 weeks.
You talked about, obviously wanting to score more. Has that Santa Clara version as far as getting the shots up the three-pointer, has that been that big emphasis?
Yeah, big emphasis in that. Obviously with Steph and Clay, they take a bulk of the threes for us. And I think last year our third leading three-point attempts guy was like at 4 a game. So who can kind of get in that little slot of shooting 7 to 10 a game? Because it just, three's worth more than 2, but it also opens the floor for, JK, Wiggs, and it just helps them out a bunch too. So if you can go hand in hand with that, I think it's a big part. But then scoring in the paint, I think at one point in the year I was shooting around 70% around the basket, and then dropped off towards the end of the year. So just getting back to that and shooting a lot more jumpers in the paint like TJ McConnell.
I guess as it pertains to threes, are you just working on different ways of getting your shot off, more movement? Like, how is that process developing?
I'd be a bunch of everything, running off screens, off ball screens, off DHOs, catch and shoot, any footwork you can imagine, just trying a bunch of everything. Sam Hauser, no dip shot in the corner, just kind of working on everything to be as versatile as I can.